as we've gotten closer to the release of Dragon Age Veilguard, it has faced so much more backlash, especially after all of the customization options have been revealed and we have writers telling people to F off. But now we're seeing that it is still outside Steam's top 50 bestseller list with just over 2 weeks until release. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I used to absolutely love and adore Bioware, and unfortunately, over the past couple of years, they've made a lot of bad decisions, especially with the Veilguard. It does not seem like the experience a lot of people have wanted, and I also think the release date's pretty questionable. Like, releasing on Halloween isn't very smart in my opinion, but now we're seeing that BioWare's upcoming Dragon Age the Veilguard still remains outside Steam's top 50 bestsellers as the game releases in just over 2 weeks. Now, obviously, pre-orders are kind of a tough beast to judge, right? Because there are so many people who wait until a few days after release and there are actually reviews for it and they see maybe playthroughs from their favorite content creators who are giving their opinions, but it is a very bad sign when we see that it is still outside the top 50 bestsellers list, especially when it was initially announced. It was extremely hyped. I mean, there were so many people talking about it, making it trend on social media, and that were generally very positively looking forward to the game. Now people are just looking forward to the game to see how badly it's going to fail. It says SteamDB reports that Dragon Age the Veilguard has moved up the charts, but not significantly. The game currently sits in the 57th position in Steam's top sellers and is just inside the top 30 on the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games in the 28th position. The character creator that they've shown us and the way that the developers have responded have severely damaged the hype surrounding this title. I do not think that you should be attacking people and also adding in options for the vocal minority of people. And we've also heard rumors that the physical pre-orders at certain locations are actually very poor too. Furthermore, previous rumors from retail sources indicate the pre-orders for the game are paltry. That is also not painting a good picture. From what we understand, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, this was from the beginning of October, the physical pre-orders had outsold Dragon Age the Veilguard 2021, and yeah, you do expect something like Zelda to do extremely well, but at the same time, you'd expect it not to be this drastic of a difference. Now, like I mentioned, there are a lot of controversial decisions they've made with this game. First of all, the character creator having options for top surgery scars. This blew up online and for all the wrong reasons for them. They probably thought they were being as inclusive as possible by adding top surgery scars when really they just got completely and utterly ratioed, because that means that they have made this character creator in order to pander to certain groups of people. It's abundantly clear that the game is political and has ideological propaganda shoved into it. Because if they simply wanted to have a game with as many options as possible, they could have just put it in a scar category. Why have it be a toggle? Why have it, lit up clear as day for everyone to see? Why not just put it in the scar option? Because then they couldn't boast about how inclusive they are. They could not boast about how they added this option. It would not have been as in your face as a toggle. It's a decision they made, and it's one that is not paying off for them because gamers have pointed and laughed and said, I don't want to support your propaganda. I do not want to support this bullshit. I end up saying this a lot, but my stance will always be for players and giving them as many options as possible, so I'm not asking for it to be, removed or anything, but I still think that it's really dumb. And I also think that having pronouns is really dumb, but if you're going to give players more options, you need to give all of them more options. The height that we've seen so far is extremely disappointing, at least in the previews. The options, like the sliders, don't really seem to affect the height of the character. Same goes with waist width, chest size, butt size. If you're gonna preach about giving options and you're gonna go out of your way to add things like surgery scars, I should be able to make my character look absolutely amazing, like Bayonetta or Ephraim Stellarblade or OG Lara Croft. Then we saw the lead writer bashing critics, accusing Dragon Age Veilguard of being woke, saying, effing tourists. I absolutely love that these people try to use terms that are only used to mock them, calling us effing tourists simply for criticizing the decisions they've made. And of course, when you do this, it's not going to pay off for you. He said apparently the usual suspects are upset at how woke the new Dragon Age is, and apparently sudden and unexpected development in the series, effing tourists. Somebody said it's also the same people who said they gave up on Bioware over a decade ago, and yet they're sure to have stuck around to complain. I would simply move on with my life to things that bring me joy. And David responded with, if they gave up on Bioware a decade ago or more, for those whom Dragon Age Origins was the last good game, then they were never going to buy the game anyhow, at which point why should Bio listen to them, abandon your fan base, and what was instead? Okay, sure, the problem with this is that you need to market the game to someone, and all you're trying to do is sell it to the vocal minority of people. You're trying to sell it to the, quote, modern audiences, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media. And sure, I'm definitely not saying that every single person is going to buy this game if you decide to magically remove like the top surgery scar option, but if you did not add that at all, you would have had a better chance of selling your game to average gamers. There are a lot of people now who are aware of the culture war, who are aware of what companies are doing and how they're putting their politics first instead of simply creating good art, good storytelling, instead of actually just trying to make a really fun game. And I'm someone who's for all options, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I still don't think that having a top surgery scar toggle is fucking stupid and clear as day identity politics. These people cannot accept the fact that we are speaking up about the things we do not like within our video games, and instead of acting completely normal and saying, hey, listen, we understand you don't like this option. That's why it's an option. You don't have to use it. It's totally cool if you don't like it. They're never reacting like that. They just go, effing tourists. They want to lose money. At this point, it's clear as day, black and white. And I just don't think that this is going to go over particularly well for them. I think Dragon Age the Veilguard is going to be a game that is not going to sell the way they expected. Of course, at this point in time, we do not exactly know what the budget is. The rumor is that it's relatively high, that it's over $100 million, but I don't know if we're going to get confirmation, though as of right now, with just over 2 weeks until release, the game is still outside Steam's top 50 bestseller list, and it is a target of Gamergate 2 right now, and there are tons of people who are saying they're going to boycott it, which I think is going to lead to a big failure for Bioware. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.